Hello.
I feel like you guys are so far away.
I know.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
6 feet?
Is everyone having an okay time? Yeah? Great. Great. So, we're going to start off with a nice, easy question for you guys.
Okay.
Charlotte Sullivan. Some of you guys may know Charlotte Sullivan from being in the finale episode of Winona Earp and also on Rookie Blue. This is Charlotte's first con. This is her first interaction with the fans. And you're doing amazing. And since Zoie and Anna are professionals at this, do you guys have any advice for Charlotte to help her get through the next 3 days?
Just go a bit blonder.
Done? Yeah. I think it'll help.
I would say like quick cowboy showers throughout the day.
Like
That cowgirl showers.
done and done.
What does that mean?
What's a cowboy shower?
You guys,
Like a bird bath.
Wait, what?
like, cause you get sweaty and you need to freshen up quickly.
But what does
Oh,
it
yeah.
look like? Stand up.
But what's this part?
I'm gonna do a cowgirl shower.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
All of-
Basically
I
what
mean,
saying is I'm
you're still
smelly.
fresh. No, you're fresh right
Yeah.
now. She's fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what other advice.
I think you're doing it.
Don't
You're,
be you.
yeah. No, you just breathe. You got this.
Okay.
You got this.
It's a very welcoming crowd.
Yeah.
So you're in good hands.
So, because this is the guest star panel, I don't know if you guys know how this works, it's very boring behind the scenes stuff, but usually when you write a script, you'd write casting breakdowns for each character, which explains to the actors auditioning what the role is and gives them like some pertinent information that they need to be able to embody the role in their audition. Neither of you three auditioned for the roles you played on Winona. So how's that? What was that like? Anna, Kevin was very vague. I feel like you didn't have a lot to go on. It was a significant role, pickle enthusiast.
Yes.
A woman in charge of like finding other women to protect the world. Is it harder to come into something that's like you have more choices to kind of make to build the character?
I think it does feel a bit harder in the beginning because we're so used to auditioning and bringing something into a room that then they say, yes, we want more of that on set, please. So, but because I knew it was Emily.
Right.
And
Do you know Emily?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
I do.
Yeah. Have you worked with her before?
I've worked with her
Yeah.
before, and I knew the world that she creates, and I knew the show, and we had such a great director on that episode. It was April
Mullen.
Yeah, April Mullen. The best piece of direction she gave me, because I came in a little hot, like intense, and she was like, just have a little tickle in your belly for Kevin. And I was like, I love that. I actually use that still.
I don't
Because
know what that means.
Well,
Even less than I know what cowboy shower means. Can you explain?
I was coming in a little heavy-handed, I think, as Kevin, and she made me a little lighter. And the pickle helped as well. So it was just a really fun experience, just to like literally just show up and have fun with this great cast and eat a pickle.
Yeah. And you sort of famously got to be, and I don't think we knew this when we were writing it, but you got to be in a scene with like the kind of almost every single one of the female characters on the show, which was kind of amazing. I remember watching it back and going, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys all
it was
playing
very
around.
cool. It was a very cool experience.
So, Zoie,
Hello.
I can't believe anyone came to see you after the shit you pulled on our show.
I know. Yeah.
Do you think there's anything you could do that would make people stop coming? Because I was pretty sure that Jolene Part 2 was Electric Boogaloo was going to
Yeah.
be the end for you.
I didn't want to hang out with me afterwards, so
It was a lot.
yeah.
So Jolene round 1 was a sort of grab bag of like fun character, like kind of confusing maybe for you, character traits. It was like baker, karaoke enthusiast, imposter,
Yeah.
demon, spoiler. Like, when you read Shelley's script, were you like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, yep, yeah. I didn't know how to, because also the very first time we see Jolene, it's like she's sort of frighteningly happy, and that was sort of the introduction into her, and I didn't have the context that, of course, you as the writer has, the context of all of the storylines that you walk in. When you're a guest star on a show, you're sort of dropped into this experience, and you're kind of trying to, but yeah, I mean, it was about finding my way through it with every interaction with every scene, right? Like, I sort of was discovering her in real time.
Right?
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it was a bit. It just, but yeah.
Well, and then Jolene round 2
Sure.
was you and Dom in one room
Yeah.
for basically psychological torture.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
Yep.
Like, how did you get back into the character but still keep it fresh? So it didn't feel like just a rehash of what you guys had already done.
Well, it was a huge amount of time between Jolene 1 and Jolene 2, so to speak, right? Like, there was a long break. It wasn't like I came in one episode and then came in at the end of the season. Like, it was quite a time between the two. And I think I had a lot of conversations with you about it. And the whole sort of idea was that it wasn't about kind of recreating that thing between her and I. It really was about, like, where they are now.
Yeah.
And where Jolene is now and where Dom's character is now. So I didn't feel the pressure of going, oh God, I have to find her again. It was really kind of cool in that way. It almost was like I came back and played someone a bit new.
Right.
In that way, yeah.
Well, I mean, the writing of it, that was just full confession, I did not want to write a Jolene episode. I didn't feel like, I love Zoie, as you know, but I was like, I don't know that I have anything to add to this conversation, and the character has taken on a life of its own in the fandom, and I didn't know that I could do it justice I didn't know that there was anything to add to the conversation, but, when you talk to Emily, she's just like, it has to be the scariest thing for Waverly, and there's nothing scarier for Waverly.
And then I came along.
Yeah.
Yeah, with your blonde hair,
Yeah.
making jokes about Waverly's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which could have got me slapped. There it is.
You got there. So, Charlotte. Charlotte, as you know, played Bridget the Silk Witch in the wedding episode. And I mean, I think I speak for everyone when I say, why did you do it like that?
I'm blaming you. When you ask me to do something, that it might be a little to the left. So
yeah, I mean, I've worked with you enough to know that, like, you will always make a strange, interesting, hilarious choice. But I was not expecting that. No.
Well, what I'll say is, I remember texting Melanie, going like, "How big can I go with this?" And she texted back saying, "Oh my gosh, go for it." And then she quickly texted again saying, "Well, like, don't like full house it or anything, like what?" So I was like, I had no idea what I was gonna do. And then,
neither did anyone else.
But when I did the rehearsal, you kind of like see how people take it. And so you could say, like, if I did that and they're like, "Whoa, that was crazy," like, I was just joking, like, I'm not gonna do it like that, like, but no one said anything, so I was like, all right. So, like, kept doing it, but I fully fucking blame you. Like,
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Listen, it was a gift to so many of us to see that performance. Well, because there's no, I mean, you guys maybe have seen this, Emily saying this on Twitter, but, like, there was no singing in the script. There was no accent in the script. Like, that's a big swing to come on to, like, the last episode, potentially, of a show,
Right.
and go, like,
Right.
I'm just gonna do all the things I can think of at one time.
I guess
It's very brave. You're so brave.
I guess I thought, like, if I get fired, well, the show's finishing, so come back.
So whatever.
Or they can, like, dub me which has happened before. So really? Yes.
That has happened to me before.
It
too.
happened to you?
Yes.
Oh.
I did one of my first parts. I had this deep, throaty voice all of a sudden. I was
You're
like,
and your friends are like, that doesn't sound like
my mom. She
Yeah.
called, she's like, that's not you. And I was like, that is not me.
Yeah, for me, it was in a trailer of a film I did, and all my friends were like, "That you don't sound like that." And then I went to the theater, being like sweating, being like, "They think I suck," and they recorded my voice, and then it was my voice for the movie, but not for
Weird.
the trailer.
So weird.
Very. Anyway, this is so boring. But yes, so I'm sorry I did that.
No, this is I'm fascinated by the thing of like you did the whole episode or the whole movie, Anna, but they were like, your voice needs to be different, so we're gonna have another actor do your.
That's so brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
But with your lines, or did they just write the script over?
With my lines.
With your lines?
Yep. Yeah. It was one of my first jobs.
Oh, dude.
But listen,
It was
here
really
you are.
encouraging. That's when I knew I got to stick with this.
Keep at it.
That's right.
Honestly, I actually did so much vocal training after that, trying
you?
to get a stronger voice, and then I was like, you know what? This is it.
This is it.
This is what I
just
sound
it.
like. Yeah.
You did I.
I did
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right.
you did.
I mean, these people seem to like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Winona famously has like a very close-knit cast. It's kind of public knowledge that everyone gets on really well and that it's like a family. What's it like coming on as a guest star to a show? Is it more intimidating when you know everyone loves each other and you're like the new kid, or is it better to come onto a show where you're like, oh, they all hate each other anyway, so like I'm just gonna come in, do my lines, and then leave?
Zoe.
Yeah, we've elected Zoie to talk first.
Well, I think every time I've ever gone on a set where I'm a guest star as opposed to on the show, there is that feeling of walking into the cafeteria with your tray of food. There just is, I think for me anyway. But you know, I think also because it was Emily's show and obviously we have
Oh, do you know Emily?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and I think the Winona set really did feel a lot like the Lost Girl set, didn't it? Like it really did have that vibe, and they are so genuinely lovely and warm. I mean, Dom couldn't be a cooler human being, and you know, I had scenes with Kat and Megan Follows, and so, I mean, it very quickly you're embraced. You know, and then you're just working. Then you're just there to do your thing, right? At some point, that you know, you get rid of all of that, and you're like, okay, what are we doing? Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it's always intimidating going on to a different show that you're the guest.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm literally going to say exactly what Zoe said. It was very welcoming. It did feel very familiar.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just felt really welcome. But it can be extremely intimidating to be a guest star on a show.
Well, you came on and you were immediately mean to everyone,
Yeah.
like your character. So that's like I mean, not like you, that was psychopathic, but like.
That's Anna.
So like, that's an interesting dynamic too, to come in and you're not like chummy with everyone. You're like at odds from the get-go, so.
Yeah, but it was just, I don't know. It was my first job back after having my second child, so I was very much in baby mode.
Right.
So it was nice to come somewhere where I was very welcome, and it was just fun. It was a fun character, and it's Emily. Like as soon as I heard, come do this. The character's name's Kevin. I didn't even think. I didn't go what? I just went, okay, that makes sense.
That's a lot of trust, because
a
a
lot
lot
of
of people
trust.
would go, it's Emily and Kevin and Pickles, and I don't know how, no, thank you.
It all,
It's an
it
honor
all
just to
made
be-
sense to me. I'm like, this makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Charlotte, was it a fucking nightmare for you?
I will say this. It was my first job in COVID, so it was super nerve-wracking just that alone. And then I hadn't seen Melanie in so long, so I was so excited to see her, but then I didn't want other people to feel awkward, like, you know when
So you pretended to be excited to see everyone you hadn't met?
Yes.
Tom! Oh my God, Tom! You're my favorite dog holiday.
I would say I was super nervous just from that element, and then I only had one day, so it was
You did all of that insanity in one day?
one day.
Wow.
One day. Yeah, and so I didn't get to like have too long of an awkward moment because
Right.
it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because you can tell when you watch that episode that every scene that you're in with Mel, she's trying really hard not to laugh.
I had to tell her, I was like, Melanie, shut the fuck up, stop it. I was like, I have to work.
Oh, she was the unprofessional one. Oh, okay.
Yes, it was very, very challenging.
Yeah.
Like, that part. Yeah, because I am a famous, like, I laugh at everything. It's like my default when I'm super, super nervous. Like you tell me like your grandfather died, I'm like, I'll just laugh. I feel because I'm nervous, so that's my default.
Right.
Yeah. And it's too much. I've shown too much. I'll let you take the mic.
Well, we were just talking about this upstairs, but it's true because you can tell, like, it's like you see Melanie's trying not to laugh, you're doing the most, and then Tim is like trying to be a professional actor, and it's like delightful. I don't know if you guys felt that when you were watching it, but it is delightful. I've seen that episode many times, and that part always delights me when you guys get into that like dress shop antics. Is crazy. So you've all been series leads, and you've all now guest starred on stuff. Like, is it more difficult to be? I know the workload is way harder when you're a lead. But what's like in terms of showing up and doing the scenes on any given day, like what is more challenging, to come in kind of blind on a show and not know, or to be there day to day to day? Anna, you're giving me a knowing look. So
It's
you have an
harder
answer.
to come and do one day on something, I
Yeah.
think. When you're there every day, you're just showing up and playing in the same place, and there's a familiarity and a comfort and all of that kind of stuff. I'm terrified to be a guest star.
Right.
Yeah, terrified.
It's horrible.
It's awful. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's not fun. This one was fun, but it can be very.
My grandfather died.
She's so fucking quick. Like it's really annoying. Really annoying.
But like in 1986, so I'm okay now.
Still not over it.
Yeah. It was actually 87, but yeah.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry, Zoe. I will say that, to get back to guest stars,
Okay.
on Lost Girl, if it wasn't for the guest stars that showed up every day to bring something, a new energy
Yep.
and because when you've auditioned for this part, you get the part, you show up on set, you don't know anyone, you're ready. No one's like schlepping in their Uggs with their muffin for rehearsal. I'm looking at you.
That feels pointed.
Zoe never did that.
I don't think I own Uggs or a muffin.
There.
Tell the story, Anna.
She
Tell the
really
story.
didn't
We
do that.
desperately want to hear the story.
But they would guest stars show up ready to rock. So they bring you so much energy. And
Yeah.
I'll never forget, we had a little girl on the show who showed up. And on set, we have these things, it's called sides. It's like a mini script. So you're kind of rehearsing and you've got your sides. And someone handed me the sides and the little girl comes in and she just starts the scene in rehearsal. And I was just like, where is it? Where is it? What is my line? Because she was so present and so powerful. So like, honestly, guest stars are there. We need them for many reasons, but we also need that energy.
Yeah.
She's still mourning,
Wow.
so she's collecting her
Really?
thoughts. Yeah. Zoe, is it harder to be a guest star, or is it harder to be a lead?
A guest star, for sure. Yeah, it is. It
Say
is.
something different so it sounds like a smart question.
It's way harder to wait tables, actually. I did
There
do,
are harder jobs.
I did do that, and that was hard.
Yeah.
And I wasn't good at it. Yeah, I mean,
Because of your
picture it.
grandfather.
It's the Uggs and the muffin, and
Yeah.
she's just like,
I was really trying to push that on people. They were like, we just want steak. And I was like, nope. I don't actually know what's wrong with me right now.
It's been a long
hell's going on?
day. Okay, so speaking of Lost Girl and genre in general, I gotta say, like, having had most of my experience writing for procedurals and network dramas, the you have to be so brave as a genre, so much braver. The amount of actors I've worked with who are like, I won't do that because they don't say that, but they're like, I don't feel confident enough to do something that's silly or that outlandish or that, and you just gotta go for it.
Yep.
And I remember Lost Girl, and there were several times where you're just like, what even is happening? Like green screen, you have to deal with all of this stuff, and you just gotta like go for it. How do you do it? Like, how is it that you're just like, the thing says that I get eaten by a lizard, or there's like a magic force field coming out of the thing, and like, you're just like, yep, that's what's happening, and I'm gonna do it.
Are you thinking about Mop Man?
Oh my God, tell the Mop Man story.
Remember on the Skype call?
Yes, I do. I do.
Yeah, that's the only time I
Is
was
it
like,
panel
I don't
appropriate?
think I can act this. I don't know how to act right now. We had a scene in Lost Girl where Anna and I were Skyping each other, and the thing that was the
creature.
danger of the episode was this creature that looked like it was made out of a mop.
It was Alan. It was Alan, the stunt guy, though.
And
That creature had a name. So
I'm Skyping with her here, and this thing came, and it was like, and I had to go, oh no. oh, Bo. No. Look. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Was that the first time you'd seen the costume?
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't, that's ridiculous. I can't.
Well, I remember, and then I had to fight with that. And then I remember some notes coming down from above.
Do it better?
Not like above, but no, that said it was supposed to be a suggestion of the creature, not the whole creature. So
It was a giant mop.
it was a Cookie Monster-esque creature. But I feel like the world of sci-fi, the parameters are so wide, and
Sure.
you can just go for it. And I think it's easier to pretend ridiculous things, because we all have that ability to pretend that. It's easier to do that and more fun to do that than it is to like do a guest star role on something where you're supposed to have been married to someone for 10 years and make that seem real. Even though it's really something we do, it's more accessible.
You're like, Mop Monster is
Mop
easier
Monster me any
than
day of the week.
marriage. I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, it's actually harder to make something. Maybe I'm just really bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really bad. I can only do monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte, had you done genre before?
Very, like, not even remotely as much as these geniuses have. I have only done like one guest star on on the TV show where I played some woman from another planet. So,
Right.
like, yeah, I don't have as much experience.
How was it playing in the genre sandbox?
Well, I was super nervous. Kel's Prees, and also they had already, like, this is also talking about the guest star component. Like, they had their own world. They had done the show for like 8 years, so I was just kind of coming in, and it was hard. It was challenging, and then I had like no confidence throughout the whole thing, so that was a hard one.
Was it a planet that we all know, or was it a made-up planet?
I think it was a made-up planet.
I mean, you all want to know. And you know what? You're welcome.
I will say, as a guest star, you don't often, like, the script is the script and you do the script, whereas if you're a series regular.
Unless you're in the finale of Winona Earp and then you just make it up as you go along. That was amazing.
But you could, you feel more comfortable as a series regular saying, you know what, can I say this? Can I do that?
Yeah.
But as a guest star, you can't. And I remember I didn't have the confidence. I didn't like my opening line. I thought it was really gross. I was like, I can't say this.
God, what was it?
Well, I'm about to tell you. But I was like, I have to like land on this planet, or this, I don't know what planet I was on, but I came from some other one, and I had to say, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
So gross. And I was like, I don't want to say this. Like, my mom's going to watch. Like, I don't want to say this.
And she's from that planet and she'll be really offended.
It would really offend her. No. I had to say, I came when I saw your Kryptonian beacon. I was like, I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
But they were like, you're just some guest star, we don't care. So, yeah, it was hard. It was very, very challenging.
Is that the weirdest thing you've ever had to say on screen?
No.
What is the weirdest thing you've...
Well, not first of all, Missy on Rookie, this is what she had to, I think you wrote this.
Don't blame me.
I want
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And everyone does.
I was new. I didn't know what I was doing. It seemed fine on the page. I didn't say it out loud before I wrote it.
But everyone on set was just making fun of how hard it is to say this line when it's freezing out and your mouth is frozen. Does the suspect match Kristen's description? Try it. Like, just try it.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
And she's so competitive, so she was like, I'm saying you're not changing the line. The suspect matches Christian's description. It's not that hard, guys.
It's like the rural juror. It's like really hard.
Did she ever get a clean take?
I don't think so.
That's amazing.
I'm not blaming you for that.
I know. I didn't know what I was doing. Listen, that was like year one.
Yeah.
Zoe, what's the weirdest thing you've ever had to say on screen?
Good Lord, I don't know. I mean, it's been, that's
Or
my
act.
whole career. I don't know.
Or the weirdest thing you've ever had to like pretend to be happening around you while you were acting because you're on a green screen and this month, like other than the mop thing is pretty spectacular.
The mop thing was the gold standard, but we did have to fight the Garuda, which was a tennis ball on the end of a stick.
I remember like the whole cast, we all had to look at it.
And it was on a long, long stick,
Yeah.
and it was an orange tennis ball, and it was flying around the room. And we were like, oh no. Oh, look at it. That was a bit weird. Yeah. And that was at like 3 a.m. I was like, I actually think I'm hallucinating.
That was our last night of filming.
Yeah.
In a like old slaughterhouse. Right?
Yeah.
So romantic,
Yeah.
guys. TV,
Yeah, it's really-
especially in Canada, is like, if you want glamour, it's there.
Oh yeah.
Slaughterhouse at 3 a.m.,
Like,
baby.
is this urine? What is
Yeah. Our first studio on Rookie Blue was infested with raccoons, and so at night they would come out and party, and then in
Yep.
the morning it was someone's job
I
to like
remember
clean
that.
up after them, which is like
But then they blew up that facility.
because of the raccoons.
No, they put up condos.
I know.
Oh. I was like,
That's
That-
right.
that place is
You
long
too
gone.
can live in the Rookie Blue
Raccoons went
condos if you move to Toronto. So you guys have played heroes, villains. Yesterday, Emily said, "What is the panel?" And I, stupidly, because I couldn't remember, said villains. And Zoe went, "Villains?" As if it had never occurred to her that Jolene might be a villain.
she's not.
Yeah, not in her mind.
She's not. Tell us about how she's not.
She's tortured. Come on, your heart breaks for her a bit, no?
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
So you guys all have kids. Do you let your kids watch your stuff?
No.
No? Never. I let my kid watch your stuff, and she was like, "Why is Zoe being so mean to those people?" And I was like, "There's a lot you need to know about Zoe."
I think I showed her some dark matter.
Oh, and she was.
Yeah. Because that was,
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
You do the ukulele?
yeah, like she saw me, she was like, why are you talking like that? Yeah.
I've shown my kids some fight scenes.
Do they think it was badass?
They think it's cool, but it's not as cool. Like they don't think it's as cool as watching somebody else. They
Right.
just don't. They're like, wow, yeah, that's cool fight. Can we watch, whatever now? They
Yeah.
don't really care that much, which is fine.
Yeah.
They shouldn't really, but yeah, fight.
You
stuff.
didn't want the reaction of, "Oh my God, Mom is famous."
No, although my older son, I told him I was coming here today, so he's like, so people want to meet you? I'm like, they do, because remember, Mommy was on a TV show, and some people liked it, and I signed stuff. They want to meet you, and you sign autographs, and he's really baffled by that. So, thank you for making me feel so special.
Charlotte?
Well, I will say, with my kid, I was playing a character a few months ago who was like a baddie, and I kept saying like, oh, she's like the Kaiser Sose of the show, and then my daughter was like, my mom's the Kaiser Sose. She hasn't seen anything. So
She doesn't know what any of that means.
she just,
Yeah.
I haven't even tried. I don't think she'd be interested.
I do remember when you had just had her, you came onto Saving Hope
Oh, yes, yes.
and playing
A burn victim.
a burn victim.
So my face was melted,
Burned?
remember?
Burn.
Yes.
No, no.
Yeah.
Burn. Yeah. And so you had the prosthetic like all over your face, and you were freaked out because you were like, she was a baby.
Yes.
So you were just like, I can't. So I remember going into your trailer, and you
And
were
I
feeding
put
her
on-
with a shawl over your
Yes.
face, which made the whole thing so weird.
So weird.
But you were so worried that she was gonna like
I was.
imprint.
My dog came to set, and dog growled at me, like, and I was like, it's Mom! Like, you know,
With your melted
I
face.
did I did go to, across the street, there was a pizza place, and I went with the full, like, my lip, I don't know if anyone's seen this, but I had like basically a piece where my lip was dangling, and was completely burnt, like 3rd-degree burns, and then I went into this pizza joint, just like, I said, can I have a margarita pizza? This woman's like, and I was just like, do you have pepperoni? You don't have pepperoni? Like, I remember being like, okay. And then
Whatever.
whatever, this place is so red. Yeah, but that's also because of you.
I didn't know that one wasn't mine. No, try, nice try. Do you guys, the prosthetics and you famously have talked about Android and the hair situation, is how waking up at 4 in the morning, when you've gotten home probably not that much before 4 in the morning, and then sitting in the chair, and then having, like, how do you not become a monster to everyone you're working with?
It's a great time for meditation.
Yeah.
I mean, Android would take 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours every morning. I would start in hair, and it was fascinating because I never understood the whole process, but she would tease all of it so that it was like literally standing up all the way around, and then send me to makeup. And then I would sit in makeup for however long to get Androided, and there was the tattoo that had to go on every morning. And then if it was kind of peeled off or half on, you had to scrub it off and start again. And then when that was
you
done,
could shower before you went to work.
What's that?
Nothing.
I showered. And then I would go back to hair, and then she would slick it back. And I was like, why this part?
Skip
and I
that
never
part.
did ask for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna, how do you stay in it? I mean, you're like being number 1 on the call sheet. You're the first, usually.
Yeah, I didn't have to do a lot of prosthetics though. The only thing I did on Lost Girl was like this. There was a flashback or something where I was this creature, and I had like horns and stuff. And then Lisa, our lovely props lady, gave me this. I had to like be chewing on this like animal, and it was like this.
How you do.
It's
How
a
you
classic
do.
rat smoothie situation.
And it was like a rubbery silicone thing. And I remember I took a bite, and part of it went down my throat, and I thought, this is how it ends.
You had to eat it?
No, but I had to pretend, and it was just so slippery.
What was it?
It was like a hunk of something.
Not
and I
food.
just thought, wow, it can't end this way. Like, it just can't. And I was like, got it back out. That was my only
Your
real
life flashed before
prosthetic
your eyes.
experience.
Like, was it food?
It was supposed to be like a creature, and I was like a creature eating it.
I know.
Let me Google it.
What I'm trying to understand right now was it in fact something edible?
No,
Okay.
it was a lump of
Yep.
rubbery stuff.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
You're committed.
I was committed.
Yeah.
I went for it, and then
Do you guys know that on Corner we had the same props person as Lost Girl? And every season I would write ice cream into the show, and every season she would come to me and say, there was an episode of Lost Girl where the ice cream melted so fast and so disgustingly, and also no one would eat real ice cream, so it was all fake
No,
ice cream.
No.
yeah,
Stop.
me.
Anna would not eat the real ice cream. You had to have vegan ice cream.
And I didn't know I was getting vegan ice cream until it was in my face. And it isn't the same.
Or the gluten-free pizza you almost choked on. Because you had to talk, and you're like, oh my God, it was so chewy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good.
Are there any roles on Winona that you would have loved to have done? Like, what's a role where you're like that? Like, if I could go back in time, and Sven got, oh,
You looking at me?
Charlotte. I mean, you leaned in like
is
you were
what
like,
I
this
would-
is the question I've been waiting for. So.
No, but this is what I would say is like when I was watching the show, I could just see how much fun Melanie was having, like
Yeah.
because I know her,
Yeah.
but it literally translates. And so I thought I could just see that you were literally having the time of your fucking life. And no, I'm not saying she's Winona, but I could be maybe her girlfriend.
They would hate that. Yeah, this is a parallel universe where you don't have to kick anyone they love off the show to have their role, just
Okay.
in terms of the
Okay.
roles themselves.
I mean, yeah, Winona, but I also kind of wouldn't mind giving Doc a whirl.
That's what I was thinking too.
I would
That would
play
be,
Doc.
yeah,
Yeah, just be fun, I think.
yeah. Well, I think so too.
Probably.
Probably.
So when you get a breakdown for an audition to come onto a show, is there anything that you see that you're like, no, absolutely not? Like, is there anything that you're like, I don't, that's not for me, or I can't do that, or that's like red flags or where you've had the feeling of the red flag and gone and done it and been like, yeah, I should have listened to the red flag. Oh, sorry.
I should have done that so many times. There was one where it was like this really insane white supremacist, and there were the things I had to say in this audition. I was like, I can't say it. Like, I can't do it. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I was just like, I'm not. Then I'm going to have to actually do it. So yeah. But
I had a really similar experience and with that kind of same material, and I backed out too. I said, I just can't seem
it was
to.
the same shit.
Yeah, they just kept offering it to whoever. And I was like, I can't do it. I don't think I can do it. I tried to, and I was
yeah.
like, and I know that you're just supposed to, but I was like, I actually don't think I can be filmed doing this.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't get that audition.
Yeah. You'd have been amazing.
I would have
Like, you
done
really
it.
would have
Lucky
been
for
amazing.
you.
I mean, I definitely say no to some auditions, but rarely. I think early in my career, there's definitely roles I took that I regrettably would not have taken later. Especially when one of my first MOWs, movies of the week, was we shot the American version and then the European version, and
no.
it's uncomfortable.
Nakeder?
It's a little uncomfortable. Those kinds of roles I wouldn't take anymore.
I mean, I can imagine what the difference is, but is the difference like explicit or?
The difference is clothing versus non.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they spring that on you, or were you
No,
aware when
no,
you
no, no. Of
signed
course,
it?
they don't ever really spring that on you. I just didn't think. I think because it was one of my first jobs, I was just so eager to take it that those kinds of roles, I just wouldn't do it now.
Right.
And then she did Lost Girl.
But you know what? That
Famously chaste.
it has a context. First of all, we had a great DP, so you're filmed really nicely. But also, it has a context that's a whole person. And so, to me, it was not, I had zero problem with that,
Right.
you know?
Oh yeah, it's never nudity. It's always what the story is around it, or yeah.
Yeah. I promise you my European version character had no story. like none, frankly. Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
And what's it like having, well, I mean, all three of you, like a giant queer following, like, fan base? I mean, you guys played terrible characters on the show, well, you especially, but like, you were not nice to the people they love, and yet they come to see you. I mean, I just want to say, I don't know if you guys know this, but Charlotte famously decided that Gail was gay and said it in an interview with Entertainment Tonight Canada, and then someone came running into the writer's room and said, Charlotte just told Entertainment Tonight Canada that Gail's gay, so I guess she's gay now, and we were like, okay.
Was that on Winona?
Well, hold on.
No, on Rookie Blue.
Rookie Blue.
This is what I'll say though. I didn't know. Do you remember that kind of famous thing where shows were killing off gay characters? I didn't know that. So then I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job. I was like, you better not kill me. But yeah, you guys ran with it. Like it's so nice when people take your idea and
Put it
implement
on television
Yeah.
for everyone to see so that you can't take it back.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it means a lot to the artists because we really have no say of what they're going to use, how they're going to use it, how they're going to cut it together. And to have someone think that your idea had value was pretty, like, for me, no one had ever really listened to me before. So, thank you.
Well, listen, it was something we'd wanted to do, and the people at the top were like, I don't feel comfortable, like literally saying things like, she's too beautiful.
Oh, God.
No one's gonna believe it. And so then when you just said it, then we were able, it gave us the freedom to like actually go
I didn't know
and do
that.
it. Yeah,
That's so weird.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and you were supposed to be in Lost Girl for 5 seconds,
Yep.
and then they were like, the chemistry is off the charts and we have to keep this person here. So what's that like? What? Good job. I mean, people seem to like it.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. Neither of us had a clue that that would ever happen, the response was ever going to be like that. We had no way going in, and I think that was beautiful in a way, because I think had we had a sense of that, we could have been a bit self-conscious playing it, or we could have had some sense of how we should be playing it. And I think what was so incredible was that we treated it, and the show very much treated it like these just two human beings who fell in love.
Yeah, and we shot a whole season without external output or input.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. It was the other one.
It was the other one. It was one of the puts. And so, but we didn't really talk about it.
No.
Like you said, it was
No.
just was. And then I remember our first con we went to, after people had seen the show and really responded to it, especially to Bo and Lauren,
Yeah.
we walked out on stage and everyone was screaming and we were just like, what? We were surprised.
So the first time you realized what it was
Yeah,
in front
it
of
was
a
the first
bunch
time we
of
realized
people.
the impact. And then all of a sudden we were like, well, I was like, I feel like greater responsibility now. But I was like, but it's working. So, and we have people like Emily and, let's just keep going. Period. That's the end of my sentence.
Is that the same on Winona with respect to the relationship? It's never really talked about. Their sexuality is not a thing.
No,
right? It's
on
just-
Winona, no one talks about their
It
sexuality.
just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
If the show could start with every character screaming gay into the camera, that is the only way it could be gayer than it actually is.
great.
Did you not know when you came to the show that?
I came when I saw your blasting beacon. What?
You're so fucking quick.
That is an exceptional callback. A+ callback.
Blasting.
Literally don't know what's going to come out until it has come out, which is dreadful a lot. Well, like I just didn't know if I haven't seen every single episode. But so I wondered if it was handled in a similar way, that it just was these two people that loved each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there when I came on in the later seasons, and so, but I remember as a fan watching the show and going like, they're doing a slow burn on this beautiful relationship between these two people, and really respectfully, and at a time, like Charlotte mentioned, when queer characters were being killed off at a very alarming rate, and you just kind of knew the show wasn't gonna do that. I don't know, I can't explain it. Maybe you felt the same way watching it. Like I had this feeling of like, this show's got us, and that's not gonna do that to us. And so I felt like it was really lovely and also amazing to then be asked to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what's our time? How long is this panel? Because I want to ask my last.
It goes until tomorrow.
Hunker down, everyone.
You have about 5 minutes.
Nestle in.
Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna ask my wrap-up questions that I stole from a podcast that I really love with a drag queen called Jinx Monsoon. Who is your celebrity crush right now? It could be someone whose work you love, or someone you want to have brunch with. And what is your go-to karaoke song?
Karaoke song?
Yes. No, the first one first.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway, I have a crush on right now.
That's a good one.
I'm watching a show she's on. And What's Going On, Four Non-Blondes.
That's a good one.
Good one.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of an easy one to sing too, for some reason.
Charlotte, are you hiding?
I have to think. Zoe, you go
Oh,
first.
God. Maybe this is odd, but I think Olivia Colman at the moment.
No, that's complete. Yeah.
I think she's amazing. I just want to look at her and talk to her, and that's all the things. I think that's it. And then it's a Cher song.
Oh. Sorry. Zoe always was singing
Yeah.
the same 2 songs for 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Aaron Neville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And what's the Cher song?
I don't know why.
Yes, that one. Turn back time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do it in the voice?
Yeah.
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 Charlotte, still nothing. Eh?
I have many crushes.
Just start rattling them off. You think these people don't want to hear 100
Dude,
crushes that you have?
Well, okay, Zoe Kravitz. How could we not have a crush on Zoe Kravitz? It's like, please. But songs? Now I have to think of a song.
Yeah.
I think honestly, right now, all I've been listening to is the Addams Family 2 soundtrack because of my daughter.
That is so specific.
That's all I got. Like right now, that's just on heavy
No,
rotation.
you do one.
Which one?
I think I've heard you sing a song.
Oh shit.
Or it's.
You can sing it for me if you want.
Just do it right now.
I do think you should do your Drew Barrymore impression.
No. Oh my God. No.
It's amazing.
No, you know what? I feel like my Jennifer Coolidge is a little bit better than.
You go do that. She's seriously. I don't know if you know this about Charlotte, but she's incredible at impersonation and
Well,
mimicry.
no, because I can only do like one or two
but it's
things.
so good.
Okay, let's see the Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
My Jennifer Coolidge. Okay, you ready?
Feel like the 4th of July. It makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Do you do any?
No,
Anna, do you do any
I
impressions?
don't do anything.
I do none.
No.
Well, anybody can do Drew Barrymore.
No,
No,
that
they
is
can't,
not
but
true.
Everybody can do. We're gonna do a
Okay,
tutorial.
teach us. Teach us.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So think about what you're gonna say. Yes. So weird. It's so like Anna, you're so beautiful, and Zoe, just incredible.
It's the lip.
Noelle, you were super killing this podcast.
So good.
Anyway, you just have to lean.
You
and
lean.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And you could do E.T. finger if you want.
If you want.
Where did we go? What happened there?
Zoe, what's your celebrity impression?
I
Cher,
know-
clearly.
Yeah, I can only sing impressions.
Oh my God.
So it's like
More than one.
But that's the Aaron Neville.
The Aaron Neville.
But I don't know much. But I know I love you.
So,
That may be all I need to know.
But imagine that on repeat in your ear as they're
5
saying,
years.
roll sound, and I'm going, okay, Zoe.
yeah, when you've been awake since 4:30 in the morning. Yeah. It's amazing.
I loved it. I loved every minute
Yeah.
of it.
So thanks for coming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it's going to get any better than Zoe doing Aaron Neville, so maybe we should wrap it up?
Yep.
Yeah?
Thank you guys.
Who's in
very
charge?
much.
Who's in charge? Thank you guys so much for coming. Enjoy your con.